every sexual assault sexual assault allegation that comes into law enforcement in Wichita Police Department or the Sedgwick County Sheriff is going to get assigned a detective. The notion that maybe some beat cop just collects a sample and sticks it on the shelf and no one ever takes another look at it is, if that takes place somewhere in this country, I can't speak to that. I can tell you it doesn't happen here. So that's the first point. The second point is what does a sexual assault kit contain? As referenced in the release, it contains a lot of information. A history, by that I'm talking about a medical history, what happened to you, and the victim will provide details about what happened. The examination, the physical examination, and some of you have attended some of these trials and heard things like the colposcopy. They'll take photographs of injuries, and that's all very relevant. The truth is that most sexual assaults in this country, whether it's an adult female, adult male for that matter, or a child, the perpetrator is, in the vast majority of cases, known to the victim. The notion of stranger rapes and that sort of stuff, they do happen, but they are not the norm. And so what a rape kit will do for you, if we're talking about, again, we need to define what it is we're talking about in a rape kit. Talking about the injuries, photographs, the history, or just the swabs collected that can be utilized for subsequent DNA analysis. If the only thing that's being used for the DNA analysis is to identify the perpetrator, if she knows who it is, and his defense, as is often the case in these situations, is a consent-based defense. Yeah, we had sex, but it was consensual. A DNA analysis of that test does not inform or further the investigation at all.
You also have to look at the fact that we regularly submit cases to the Forensic Center. And even when those cases are submitted, as Marc pointed out earlier, that's not going to be a guarantee that we're going to be able to obtain evidence as far as DNA from that kit. But that is just one part of that kit. There's still several different parts of the kit that are constantly evaluated and looked at. Even the kits that sit on the shelves today does not mean that we haven't examined the other material that's in the kit. It just hasn't been sent over for DNA testing. There's still a lot of valuable information in those kits that there is a decision made at some point in time because of priorities where we don't feel it's necessary to test that.
We try to evaluate each individual case, and that first evaluation starts with the patrol officer that gets called to the hospital or to a home, wherever that first disclosure is. And then there's a continual evaluation when the detective gets assigned the case. We have to make a determination if there's a kit, if there's other evidence. I can tell you, based on technology, a lot of things we rely on are digitally based. Phone records, pictures, call logs, things like that. So we look at it in totality. One of the nice things, at least in my opinion, at least within this jurisdiction of Sedgwick County, is, as Captain Pollock pointed out, we all talk. We all share information. If we have a case that's puzzling, we staff it not only with our agency, but with the sheriff's office, with the district attorney's office, and we really try to take a multidisciplinary team approach to these things. That's why we work very closely with our community partners, because whether a case gets prosecuted and moves forward and the bad guy goes to jail, we still have a victim on the other end. So we have to be in partner with our community resources to help that victim heal, regardless of whether they're a child or an adult.